Is this thing on? Hi, I don't normally do this, but I'm here as me on my own to talk about things that are happening at the moment. I just had a beautiful client session and lots came in through that, and I thought, oh, the collective needs to know about this. So, primarily, we're doing so much more in the quantum energy realms for ourselves. We're able to do a lot of the healing up there, but our bodies take a little bit longer to catch up. So, one of the things that came through was about the use of salt. And it's really important to refill your minerals when you're doing energy work. So, this is particular for anyone who's a healer. Um, to get some magnesium salts, to get salt in your showers, put salt in your water, in your drinking water. Not overdoing it, you don't need a ton of it, but your body will tell you how much you need. However, not doing it, there's a depletion, and then a depletion will lead to a need that can be misplaced. Like you really need to buy yourself a handbag, when in actuality, what you need is some magnesium salt or a bath or just some time to process, which is the next thing I want to talk about. There's a lot of information coming through. There's a lot of energy came through in the Lion's Gate, which has agitated quite a lot of people. And so the Lion's Gate is kind of closed off now. I'm really feeling that we're sitting in like a detox, a heaviness, because it's stirred up a lot. And so we're thinking, oh, we should be these bright, amazing, light, fabulous, moving through the world and sparkling. And I feel so heavy and I feel exhausted. And so, what this has happened is it's shaken us all up, the energies, the cosmic energy, and it's brought up a lot of emotional debris and also physical debris. So, like, you might be feeling you want to do a physical detox, like only eating fruit, or, a heavy metal detox, maybe taking supplements to get stuff out of your system. We're sitting in the dross and the heaviness that has come through. And I think it could take a while to clear it because there was a lot and it was very powerful, exacerbated by the solar flares. And there was another solar flare there yesterday. So I don't think that's going to stop. So when you can take time to sit with the solar energy and allow it to come through you, it'll help with the detox as well. But on the other hand, knowing that this is going on, so you're nicer to yourself, you're not pushing the physical activity if you're not able to do it, and also the emotions if you're feeling sad for no reason. There is a reason. You don't need to analyze it. And if you feel the need to go through your entire bedroom and clear out all the clutter, throw out all the stuff that you don't like, even though it's not springtime, well, then do it, because again, it's a detox, right? You're purging out the stuff that doesn't suit you. You're going to notice some of your relationships might be ending, making space for the new. So that's another thing that's coming up, is the ending of contracts. So you'll be letting go of friendships, maybe realizing that some people are just going to stay where they are. Um, we have a layer of energy. Oops, I'm going to show you a visual. Then we have another layer of energy. I'm not going to be very good at doing this. Then we have another layer of energy, just about loads and loads of layers, right? And some people just get stuck in the layer, and some people don't. Now, it doesn't mean you can't travel down to the layer where they are, but it does mean that they're not going to be able to travel back up with you. And that's going to bring grief. So, this is really about learning how to love people where they are, for who they are. And this is what you want for you, right? You want people to love you where you are, for who you are. You don't want to compromise. But, with those layers, I'm not going to do that with the crystal again. When you're coming down to a layer, you might not be able to bring everything you are down to that layer. And I think we understand that. For example, if you're a fabulous light worker, energy worker, and you have a corporate job, you have to go through those layers to be in the frequency that works with the least amount of friction for you to show up in your corporate job. And then when you leave that job, you can take off that frequency and become more of who you are. It's not that you're any less, it's just that you don't need to show everything to everybody. So remember that you do not need to show everything of you to everybody. As you're expanding and growing, it's like suddenly realizing the old backyard was actually on a field that is now also your field, and there's loads of room to explore, lots of possibilities for people to build new things in the new territory, and there's gifts there that you have not uncovered yet. So that's another thing. You probably have buried somewhere in you gifts that you don't even know yet. And so it's tilling the soil, releasing all of these toxins and heavy energies so that you can better understand the jewels that have been hiding in the mud all of this time, but you won't see them until you go through the mud. So it's very, very interesting times and very difficult times, because the solar flare, everything I've just spoken about, the ramping up of energies, the shaking of our souls, the releasing of all this emotional pain, we can do it because we've been doing it for a long time, and we recognize the process of healing. We, don't go into the details so much, but just allow for the process to move through us. And there isn't as much of that for those of us who've been doing our work, let's say, for the last 10 years or even the last 5 years. But there are people out there who have not done any work at all on themselves. And not only are they stuck in between those layers, they're also probably drifting down lower, because the resentment and the anger to watch their friends, the other light workers, moving up and up and up, creates a bigger distance between us. So going back to contracts ending, there are going to be some people who are going through healing crises that they just won't be able to come out of. Now, I've heard other people saying this, and I'm going, yeah, sure, we can help everybody. But now I've started to experience it, and you could dive down to one of those lower layers to save somebody that you care for so deeply and end up getting lost yourself, and you're needed where you are. So bringing an aspect of you down to meet them, to be with them, yes, but if they don't want to do the work, if they seriously, some of them do not want to do the work, and what we've all learned over the last few years is that they cannot hear the frequency that you are. If you're telling them high frequency solutions for their problems and they're not at that frequency, they won't be able to hear you. So this is where prayer is really good. Prayer for you to hand it all to God and say, okay, God, I've done my work. It's hard still for me to get through these energies, and I'm doing my work every day. And I see whoever that person is, and they're not doing their work, and I care for them, and I wish I could do their work for them, and I can't. So I'm handing my wish to you. And maybe, there'll be a miracle. Maybe the softness will come into my heart, your heart, so that it's easier to bear the pain of watching people stuck, deteriorating, getting angrier, not progressing. But that's the split that has been spoken about for a long time. So we're in the middle somewhere. We're not even in the middle yet. We're coming into the middle of, for the want of the better words, we've got 3D, 4D, 5D, and I think Honey's saying 4DA and 4DB. It's like ladder steps going up, and as you go up, you're going down, going up, going down. Like I'm saying, you have the corporate job, you go down and then you come back up, but you know who you are and you know what you're doing. Some people are just stuck in those layers, and it's getting harder to go down. And there's going to come a time where you're going down and up, but you're not going down as far. And they're going to be lost to us at some level. Not dead, but the world that they're going to be living in will be a world that you could not conceive of living in. Like you go into let's say your granny's house, and she has the radio on, and she's, cooking some very difficult dish that you couldn't possibly digest, and talking about things that you have no interest in. She's having her life the way she's chosen to have it. And it's interesting because my husband does listen to the radio, and I was sitting out in the garden on Sunday, the beautiful sunny day, and he had the radio on, and I couldn't hear what was being said, but I could feel the frequency of it, and it made me gets tight, stiffened up my body. So I asked him, would you turn it off or put headphones on? And as soon as he turned it off, I felt a huge relief. So people can tolerate that. I can't tolerate it. So, you could be finding out what you can tolerate, what you can't tolerate. And we can't tell people not to do things. If they want to listen to the radio, right, then it's their right, their prerogative. And some people just get so ingrained in that frequency that it's just not compatible anymore. So it's going to only get more extreme for us. And so asking God, give me the strength that I need so that I can still be around these people, or maybe open their eyes to what they're doing. And as far as they're concerned, we're the crazy ones. We should be doing what they do. And if you were to turn it upside down, topsy-turvy, you could probably understand that our need for them to be like us is just as strong as their need for us to be like them. So it comes to an agreement of agree to disagree, and living in a world where we're not impacting on each other, where they can do exactly what they want and it doesn't hurt me, and I can do exactly what I want and it doesn't hurt them. And I'm not dragging them kicking and screaming into my world, and they're not pulling me kicking and screaming into theirs. And I think that's what we have to aim for. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this can explain if you're feeling guilt rising up, if you're another thing that was coming up for my clients was obsessive thoughts about somebody. And it can be that pull, as the distance is being created between the two of you, and they're checking where are you and everything, and you can just say, okay, I'm letting them go. And doing the Ho'oponopono is very, very good, especially if there's guilt still in you coming up to be released. So let's finish this with the Ho'oponopono, where we say, thank you. So what do we say thank you for? I like to put a context on Ho'oponopono. So thank you for watching. Thank you for still being here. Thank you to me for doing my work, so that being around now isn't as difficult for me as it is for other people. I'm very grateful. So all of the thank yous coming through, tuning into the energy of thank you, feeling it coming through the body, feeling immediate relaxation. And I'm sorry that things are so difficult. So making it the impersonal, I'm sorry that I'm looking around and I can't help everybody. I know I can't help everybody. I know if I could, there'd be nothing left of me. So I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do. I'm sorry I'm still feeling guilty about this thing. I'm sorry I didn't do this piece of work. Please forgive me. Again, is a softening. I feel the softening coming in. Please forgive me. I'm doing my best. Please forgive me if I'm not who you want me to be. I forgive you. You're not who I want you to be. It's my fault for wanting. When you're thinking about these people who are stuck. And I love you. So again, I love you at the different levels. I love my body for showing up and for doing the best that it can. It's going to take time. Bodies are a work in progress. I love you to the person who refuses to do their work, who can't come out of the stuckness and the pain, who won't look at the devastation, who won't see what I see. I love them for who they are, and I let them go. It's hard. So yeah, these are just a few of my thoughts that are coming through at the moment. I hope it's helpful. If I've missed anything, do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you. I'm not going anywhere. I know I've been quiet for a couple of weeks, but that's part of the absorbing of all of this intensity. And I have quite a few offerings coming up over the next few weeks as well. At the end of the month, I'm doing a joint session with Honey Golden on the ascension symptoms, which she's really good at working with, and the body. I'm bringing in the spirit into the body so that you're more at home in the world. It's called Embracing the Divine. I'll leave the link below. I'm also doing a 1 hour healing session, just me, on igniting your divine blueprint. So that goes back to what I was talking about, where you suddenly discover there's another field at the back of your garden and all the gifts are there. So igniting your divine blueprint is to help till the soil and remove all of the weeds and things, so that we can then activate some of those gifts, and you can start to explore the beauty that's coming in and the higher frequency light work that we're all being invited to do. And then in September, I have Raise Your Vibration Bootcamp, which I love doing. I do it twice a year, but I did a mini one in the summer, and I think there was quite a few people who did that. It was really fun. So what I see this bootcamp doing in September is bringing us into a new level of spiritual hygiene, because again, we're changing how we are, we're changing what we are and what we can do. And so when you have a spiritual hygiene, energy hygiene routine, it gets dull and it stops working. And so we want to explore together what's going to shift, what's going to work. So I'm going to be offering 21 days of healing and exercises and activities and talking and community. And I want everyone coming in to share and what's working, what's not working, and, different ways to work with crystals, different ways to work with sage, with energies, to keep the energy vibration clear. And I have a feeling I'll probably be doing some stuff on the physical body as well, because the physical body really is working very hard to keep up with us all. And that's where we are right now. So links are below. Do say how you're getting on in the comments. If there's anything you want my help with, if there's anything you'd like me to teach before the end of the year, because I have time now in, let's say, October, November, I can come on and do a new program, brand new program. I'm open to your suggestions. So let me know, and talk to you soon. Bye.